and we are talking about the BI. Even as of today, somebody is saying something.
In this.
It's feedback from the other.
Who is the gentleman? Can you raise your hand?
No, it's feedback from the other.
Okay. What is saying?
No, other group.
Oh, sorry. Okay. So not many customers they have the BI even as of today, and whoever has the BI tool implemented, where you can see what is your profitability at a branch level, at a business level, at a product level, at a regional level, things like that. Still they are not this maturity. And here in the cloud we are talking about real-time intelligence, where you can make the decisions on a fly. I don't have the time for me to pull all the data to a central place where I massage the data and make the data into the different dashboards as a BI tool, and then I will be able to make the decisions, the strategic meetings where you, board of directors, chairman, they will not go and pull all this data. There are decisions has to happen instantly on real-time basis. Yes, that could be the thing which could make, it could influence, but the real transformation, the real cloud maturity will happen only when you have the real-time intelligence, where I know exactly today what is my profitability for a particular product, and what is the product which is not moving in this particular region time. So I need to see as a business manager, yes, it is the hot weather, maybe I need to promote products which, as an FMCG sector, I can see what are the products I need to promote and what are the products which are not performing. Those kind of real-time statistics. However, it is not bad to have the BI, I am not against that, but this is the primary, this is the basic step. You need to be here first before you go for the real time. So I will move on to the other slide. Now I will skip this one. So I was talking about some of the challenges. I am not representing any company, I am not selling any solution, and I don't do any business, and profitability is not my concern at all. Here, there are legal regulations. Yes, you move to the cloud. The vendor, they are coming and they are influencing. Yes, you can do things, you can put the cloud, and no matter what geographic location you are, your service will be available, your application is available, you will be able to fetch the application. But how about this? Regulations and legal and government regulations. Same action, different geographic locations. One place you comply, other place you are not complying. You are actually violating the law. We have a good example. Wearing hijab in Saudi Arabia is the compliment. You are complying to the law. You go to the France and you wear the hijab. You are violating the law. You will be imprisoned or you will be fined. So, a regulation, this is the challenge. There is a big challenge. So, all the government authority, they need to come up together and they have to come up with a common regulations. Maybe you are not allowed to fetch your own data from the different place. Those kind of things. Again, it's the same thing about the privacy, security. Security and privacy is the major thing over here. And most of the cloud service providers or solution providers, they do understand that. So there is nothing like a switch on and you are on to the cloud. Yes, it is journey, there are steps, and each step when you take, move on, you have to see, maybe there is an area of improvement what you have already taken the step forward. So you need to align and you need to see improvement. And I am a believer of, I am a practitioner of project management and the Six Sigma, where you always have an opportunity to improve your own process. And you cannot improve the process, believe me, once you don't have in writing what is your process. You have a department, there are certain functionalities you are delivering in terms of functions. That is, a function is like one silos, but there are so many business processes or business services you are delivering that need to be documented. And those documentation will help you to understand how the process, what are the departments being involved, and how you can improve that particular process itself. So there is a lot of room for the improvement. So as I started saying, cloud computing is not just about the technology, but yes, it has a contribution from the technology, but it is more about the business. The business maturity it is required. You need to understand what do you need and where you are so that you can plan where you can go. You identify what are your gaps and you see what are the gaps can be mitigated. Maybe there are a few gaps which you don't have the solution. Maybe there are gaps with regards to the time. That is the constraint. Time and cost. Maybe I will come to that particular thing later. So these are the things, challenges, and I am actually recommending maybe all innovators, researchers, scientists, service providers, they need to come all together and create a consortium where everybody put their thought, their problems together and unify, and then we see how we can facilitate, how we can give a better IT perspective to our consumers. Standardization and transformation, things like that. Actually, this is my stuff. Where I'm saying transform from the service-oriented architecture to the sky-oriented architecture. However, it is not very mature enough. So I'm saying all these clouds, they are part of an sky, and that sky is one sky where all your regulations should be unified as a one in terms of IT governance, and where the information is available and all protocols. Maybe when you are hosting an application onto the sky, we have to have certain standardized tools. If I recall correctly, Microsoft, they came up with a .NET framework maybe around 6-7 years, 9 years before, with the .NET framework, and in that they came up with a Visual Studio where they tried to put all the products, Visual Basic, your C#, C++, all of those languages, and they provide you one integrated environment. No matter whatever the language programmer you are, you use one interface. So I'm not saying, what I'm saying, maybe Google, Microsoft and all other vendors, they need to come up, they need to create a common protocol. They need to see, there was a protocol which was recently came up for the sky. I don't remember the name now, but those kind of things need to be done. So where a programmer, he developed by using a common and well-known and platform or a user interface environment, and he developed an application, he hosts. So I host today one application on a cloud A, the same application maybe for some reason I may not need to host over here, so I could be going to the cloud B. So I don't need to really bind my application by different APIs and things like that, and which was being given by the cloud A provider. So those kind of unification here I'm talking about. I'll move to the second slide. Maybe this is the very basic thing. Basically, if you want to go to the cloud maturity, so we need to see first what we have as an assessment, which I was talking about. We need to access what we have, and we have to see what things we can standardize. Maybe there are some routers, there are some hubs, there are some switches, there are different. Now the vendors, Dell and Cisco and so many, they came up with one, and where you can flatten all the architecture, and maybe they are the people who can use the right terms, but there are solutions available. With regards to the standardization, yes, you have like a database, standardization and consolidation, I will take it both together. Where you have one application, prerequisite is 2005 SQL, another application is 2008, and something which is proprietary. We have to see database consolidation has to happen, application server consolidation has to happen. You install the SharePoint uses its own application server. You have some old legacy that has its own application server. So all those applications has to be hosted on a single application server, And then you see how much it can cater, what is the scalability, things like that. And then you virtualize. So first I'm talking about here alignment. Alignment is the most critical thing. And that's the area. Transformation will not take, because once you reach over here, because it's just like a switch. So you are ready. Here virtualization. Imagine there is a current data center, you want to minimize the hardware. Yes, you can go for virtualization. You can virtualize. So you have number of, instead of 50 cabinets, now you have 5 cabinets. Yes, that can be virtualized. But how many instances of servers you have? So we need to bring, first we need to consolidate, we need to merge all together, we need to see what is the operating systems we have, what are the applications we have, how those applications are being delivered as a service to different geographic locations, what are the different business users we have, those kind of things. So before we talk about IT, it is about business alignment. And then you virtualize. So once you virtualize, you have just one database server. Maybe you could go as a co-location option where some of the vendor they are making, or if your organization is big enough, then you can invest as a other co-location as a DRC, where you have the disaster in case the whole site is down, you go to the other DRC center where the service will be available as and when it is required by the business. And you have to have, that DRC has to have the BCP, business continuity planning, you have to have a real backup strategy, backup and restore. Most of the business, what I see, it was interesting, that they do the backup successfully, we see the message and they will not care to really restore the data. When you restore the data, believe me, there will be some uncertain things will come up. So restoring also should be, it should be practiced in a proper way. And okay, once you virtualize, you have to see how you can automate. What are the things you can automate? And the automation, it should start from the business. I recall, if I recall correctly, before 5 years, 6 years before, when Microsoft they came up with a new framework 3.5 or 4, I don't remember exactly. They call WCF, WPF, and WF. Windows communication framework, Windows for workflow framework, things like that.